Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Yogurt, our little goblin chamois. Say g'day, Yogurt.
What's up?
What's up? What's up indeed, and a big hello to you guys at home. If you joined us in the last episode, you'll remember that we ended up here in Orgrimmar, of course, one of the major capital cities of the Horde. We're very excited to be here, and here we are on the map. We've got a number of things that we want to cover off in this episode. Of course, one of the major ones is this quest, where we have to report to the Labour Captain at the Orgrimmar rear gate in Azshara. And in fact, if we have a look on the map there, make it nice and big for you. There you go. You can see it actually doesn't show up in Orgrimmar, but it shows up in the newly designed Azshara, which, as you know from last week, is actually at the back of Org. If you go up this road now, this is all new post-Cataclysm. If you haven't played since the Cataclysm hit, then you may not know about that. It actually backs onto Azshara now, and we'll see that very shortly. But of course, what I did promise you is a bit of a tour around Org before we do that, and there's definitely a couple of things that are worth seeing, believe you me. But before we do that, with our little level 14 Goblin Enhancement Shaman, it's time to say g'day to a couple of folks, a couple of shout outs, and the first one here is to the All One, and they say, hey, can I please get a shout out? I play WoW and I love it a lot, and I love your Let's Play series. Well, the L1, it's nice to hear from you. Thank you very much for your support. One more here, which is from Venetus, or Venitas, hope I'm pronouncing that right, and they say, Sambo NZ, can I please have a shout out, mate? Would be pretty cool, and my character is Kilrog EU Horde, and they are Gadrock 85 warrior PvPer for the Horde. There you go, mate. A big shout out to you, Venitas. Thank you for joining us, and thank you very much for your support of the series as well. Greatly appreciated. And of course, as always, folks, if you'd like a shout out, all you need to do is ask. But let's get on with it. Let's have a look up the back here. I really want to take you guys up here. Again, if you're familiar with Orgrimmar, you'll remember what's normally up the top here. Of course, Org is a little bit difficult to get around. Well, not as bad as Undercity, I guess, but if you're a Alliance player, it can be a little bit confusing. But you know what? Out the back here has changed so much. If you are a Horde player and you haven't been to Orgrimmar, will you have a look at this? I'm going to zoom right out so we can have a good look. There we are. We are in the Goblin Slums now. This is all new. This has been taken over by the Goblins because, of course, Thrall has welcomed the Goblin race to Orgrimmar. And they had to set up somewhere. Look at them here, polluting the lake. They've got their... Look at this, they've got their... Look, there's someone sunbathing. He's supposed to be a siege worker. He's just lazing out in the sun there. They've got their little water sports toys in the water. They've got fishermen here. Hello.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
What's up? GTL, friend. Gambling, tinkering, laundry.
Gambling, tinkering, and laundry. Typical bloody gnomes. Anyhow, you can see they have polluted the water here. They've set themselves up. They've got all sorts of vendors here, by the way. It's very cool. They've got a riding trainer here. Hello, and of course we can't use that until we're level 20. We will be making use of it, but this is something you guys may not have seen. This is the Goblin Racial Mount. That's right, it is a motorized tricycle. It's pretty awesome, with a rocket-powered engine on the back of it. That's the normal version, and over here is the epic version. So that's the level 40. No, wait a minute, we got level 20 version is there, and the level 40, which is 100% run speed there. Look at that. It is just fantastic. So that's what it's going to look like once we get our mounts. That's what a goblin rolls in. Very, very cool. We've got our chamois trainer here. This is where we come in Orgrimmar now. And by the way, if you want to know where we are on the map, here it is. This is normally where all of the sort of priest and mage trainers were. That's now over in the Valley of Wisdom over there up the top, which is where Thrall used to be. And don't worry, we'll get along there and have a look at that as well. Then we're going to go up the lifts and have a look out the back as well. You can see here Orgrimmar. You've got the Cleft of Shadow, you've got the normal Org as well, so they have both of those maps on the actual map itself. Let's have a chat to our chamois trainer. I don't think we've got anything to train until... No, there we go. Ghost Wolf is at level 15. That's what we're going to be getting next. Of course, we're 14 and a quarter at the moment. We've got blacksmithing supplies here. That means we can get repairs here. I think we've all sorted ourselves out in terms of bag space, because you know how it worked. Last week we went and saw the bank, and oh, look at this, we can actually get some new mining training done. We haven't done that for a while. We can now get Journeyman Miner. Oh, this is very exciting. Let's train that. There we are. We are now a journeyman miner, and we are 62 out of 150. The next level up, the next rank up, is expert miner, and that's going to be 125. Now, though, we can learn a couple of new recipes: smelt bronze, and smelt tin, and smelt silver. What's that? 65. So we just need 3 more points, and we'll actually be able to get smelt silver, which is very cool. Now, again, I wish I had a mount so we could get around here a little bit faster, but it's very cool. You've got to admit, this is completely changed, and so has this over here. Look how awesome it looks now, though. Haven't they done a fantastic job of making sure that it really feels different? This is now the Valley of Spirits, and you can see we've got here the Hunter Trainer and Warrior Trainer as well, and these are the Darkspears. These are the Trolls. Yeah, man.
Hey there.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, man? That's right, we be doing good, man. And over here, if I can jump up, yes we can, you'll find that we've got things like the Warlock Trainer over there, and I think upstairs, up the top there somewhere, we've got some PvP trainers. Somewhere around here, if I remember right, we've got food and drink. So in other words, this is all the Darkspear stuff, because of course, oh, there he is. There he is, Zantish. You guys must remember the old snake vendor. Don't worry, he's still here.
What you want?
What you want, man? Let's see if we can buy a snake from him, because it's kind of traditional, isn't it? When you come to Org, you got to buy either a brown snake, a crimson snake, or a black king snake. There we go. We'll buy ourselves a king snake, and let's equip that. Let's bring that out. Where is it? Black king snake. There he is. Yeah, now we feel like we're in Org. We got ourselves a snake. Alright, we've got another chamois trainer, of course, which makes sense because they're the Darkspear trolls. And we've got a pet stabler there. We've got an innkeeper up there. So you can see it's very cool looking. The trolls have definitely sort of added their touch to it. You can go, I won't do it now, but you can go up the top there and walk all along those sort of walkways. And then this is the old gate. And that is the gate that leads out into the Barrens. And I won't go out there, but if you have a look, this is it here, out through the Valley of Spirits. And if I zoom out, here we are up the top. So you know where I mean. Right at the top of the Barrens, and we get to the, what is it, the something Fury River, the South Fury River, I think. Is that what it's called? I can't remember now. But that's that old exit, and that's what it looks like just ahead there, guarded by a couple of Darkspear level 85 trolls. And they've got 116k health. So yes, it has changed a lot through here. So once again, to recap, we have the Darkspear, the trolls, that presence, and then over down south here is the goblins where we just came from. So yeah, very, very cool. That means some other things have moved, and of course Thrall is no longer here. It's Garrosh. We went and saw him last week, so he's in the center, and that means the place where Thrall was, which is the true Valley of Wisdom there, where we were was actually the Valley of Spirits. Valley of Wisdom now is a lot different. We'll stop past there as well. We'll go up that way. There's multiple ways of getting there, but we'll definitely go through there, and I'll show you that out the back way, and then we're going to go up in a lift, because you have to go up the lift now and get onto the top terrace where we've got the flight point and a whole bunch of stuff. There's the PvP vendors right there, the battle mounts and all that sort of stuff. All your PvP mounts can be bought there. And again, there's multiple ways to go. You can go round one way or the other. I'm just going to go this way, because this will take us to the Valley of Wisdom. And it's kind of similar. Now what I do want to do is stop past the mail, because something very special has happened since the last time we played. You can see here I've got myself a message and an error message from the WoW dev team, and if I click on that it says, "A fine young cannibal straight from the Great Marsh to you." And I've got this thing called a fetish shaman's spear in my mail. So if I click on that, what is it, you might say? Well, I'm going to let you know. It is because I got the Diablo 3 Collector's Edition. Let's get rid of this pet. Because I got the Diablo 3 Collector's Edition, I get myself a very special companion pet for that, and it is the Fetish Shaman's Spear. And if we learn that, go to our companions, and if I drag that to my hotbar, let's do that up the top there with good old Macablo. And if we call that, and there he is. And he does all sorts of crazy things. You'll see him at work as we go through the episode. There you go, folks. There he is, having a bit of a boogie. Let's get rid of the interface. There you go. That's what it looks like. That is what you get in the collector's edition of the Diablo. Whoa, interrupted by the fetish shaman. Lord knows what he's doing. That's what you get in the Diablo 3 Collector's Edition in WoW. Just like when you get the collector's edition of StarCraft, you get the mini Thor. It's the same sort of thing. So very, very cool. We'll have the fetish chamois accompany us. Now here we go. This here is, as you can see on the map, the Valley of Wisdom, and this is basically a very Tauren area now, as you can tell by the architecture. By the way, that there is the upper level. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the fetish shaman because his words keep getting in the way. See ya! That is a lift right there. We're going to go up the top. In fact, there's a lift either side, and up the top there is the ledge that we need to get. There you go. You can see a Zeppelin, hopefully in the YouTube video that came through. That's also where you catch the Zeps from now, is up there, not out the front. Just in case you're going to be hunting around out the front going, where's the Zeppelin gone? No, it's up the back now. So there you go. You've got the Goblin Slums, the Valley of Spirits, the Valley of Strength, and the Drag is still down there, by the way. Now up the top here, very Tauren. And here we go, you'll see, yes, there we go, some Tauren Orgrimmar Braves.
How may I aid you?
How may I aid you? You guys know I love Tauren.
Looking for something special?
Looking for something special. So yeah, this looks like, to me, this reminds me of what it used to be like in Tarajo near the crossroads. So you got your skinning trainer, we got your blacksmithing trainer. Hello, hello.
Peace, friend.
Peace, friend. I love their voices so much, and you can tell it's just like a little Tauren sort of quarter, I guess, in Orgrimmar. And here we have the tailoring trainer. So this is very much like it was in Camp Tarajo. That's in there as well. So it's a lot different, I'm sure you'll agree. If you haven't been here again since Cataclysm, I think personally it looks amazing. They've done an amazing job, but it is a little bit confusing at first. There is no doubt about it. Now again, you can go up that lift there, or there's one over this side as well. And I think we'll catch the lift over this side. Oh, actually, maybe we can't. I get so confused. But yeah, if you keep going down here, you will end up in the drag. And I'll just actually make a little journey here because I want you to know what part of Org that we're talking about, by the way. All of the other places are still here that you're familiar with. But if we go around here, this is the drag. This is the area where you can get down into the actual instance down below. There you go, down there. You know what I'm talking about. And how about a test? A first test of the episode. What instance is down the bottom under there, under the drag? If you're a regular Orgrimmar visitors, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so yeah, here we go, the drag. Now, out the back here, through here, is the Valley of Honor. Now, we'll be going through there a little bit later because that, I think, is it back here? I think this is how you get through to, yeah, actually, we'll go down there later. That's how you get through to Azshara, so we'll check that out in just a minute. What I do want to do first, though, is go up in the lift and show you what's new up the top, because that is definitely new. Again, we've got a Riding Master, Flight Master, and the Zeppelin. So I do want to show you that so you don't get lost when you're trying to zep out of here. We'll go up there to the left. Just have to go round a little bit back into the Tauren area. Sorry, we're doubling up just a little bit. That's okay. Doesn't it look awesome, by the way? I love it. You can do a lot of fishing here too. By the way, there are daily quests for fishing, and they generally have you come down here. But did you notice this? Here's a little, who's that, an orc kid? He's got a quest for us. What's he want? Blown away. Please, miss, you just got to help me. My pa bought me a bunch of balloons from the Dark Moon Fair. Best gift ever. They're magical, you know, and never lose their floatiness. There's just one thing. A big old gust of wind blew them right out of my hands, and they're scattered all over Orgrimmar. I'd chase after them myself, but this city's so big I'd get lost for sure. Can you find them before they float away? And this, by the way, folks, if you've ever seen people running around with a balloon, with a Horde balloon, or an Alliance balloon if you're on the Alliance, this is the quest that gives you it for the Horde. And there you go. When it binds when picked up, teaches you how to summon this companion. It is counted as a companion. There we go. So we want to pick that up because basically anywhere, you can see anywhere in Orgrimmar by the look on that map, you will find balloons randomly floating around, and we want to click on them. Alright, so I'm glad we picked that up because I do want me a balloon. Alright, so, and yes, over here we've got things like more shaman trainers, we've got warrior trainer, hunter trainer, we've got a priest trainer there, and a pally, because of course Taurens can be pallies now.
What brings you here?
May the sun's light protect you. Oh, you know what? Makes me want to roll a Tauren, doesn't it? Just, I love it. I love it so much. And of course, I love Thunder Bluff. It's one of my favorite cities. Oh, don't make me roll another character. Alright, so here's the lift anyway. Just going to wait for it to come down. There it is, and it will come down eventually. Come on. There we go. Now, you can stand here. It won't kill you, but it's advised that you jump, and that way you sort of make sure you're sitting on the top of it. So jump up. There you go, and now you can see we're on the top. Otherwise, you kind of sometimes get stuck half in it, and when it goes up, you get left behind. Or I've heard of incidences where people have actually died as well because they kind of get crushed. Whoopsie. Yeah. All right, so we go up the top here. Again, this will all be new to you. You go over the back, and you'll see that there's like a plateau, a ledge, and that down there is the Valley of Spirits. The drag is down there, just so you've got your bearings, and through over there will be the Valley of Honor that we're going to go to in order to get out the back, out to Orgrimmar. But if we go across here, all this is new. A whole bunch of it is new. And you can see this is the circle where you get the portals, which take you to all. This is the Earth Shrine. This is where you get taken to all of the Cataclysm zones, which is very cool. And over here is where they display. That's where Deathwing's head is over there. Very cool. But there's a there's a Zeppelin taking off. If we go the other way, from up in the left, if you go straight ahead, you'll get to the Zepp Tower, and you can see it there with a Zeppelin perched on it. Again, there is the Valley of Spirits down below. There's another lift that comes up. That's actually not the one we came up. Oh, actually, sorry, yes it is. That is the one we came up, but there's another lift straight ahead, that tower where I'm wriggling my mouse, and that's kind of how you get up here if you come from the front of Orgrimmar, where the normal area is, where you first come in from what's that area from? Well, I guess it's the Barrens, I suppose. But yeah, you will actually come up in the lift here. Let's go up and have a look. We'll have a look over the ledge here. That's where we started out, which is down there. So yeah, that's the familiar area too. That is the front gate to Orgrimmar, and then you wander up that road and you take the lift and you'll end up here. Now once you get up here, again, you've got your Zeppelin, and I think there's 2 or 3 Zeppelins over there. We won't bother going over there because we can't go anywhere really. We've got our flying trainers here, and of course all the mount vendors, so the Wind Rider keepers, and as always you can come and see what a Horde flying mount will look like. You've got your elite ones and your non-elite ones, i.e. your swift ones and your non-swift ones. There they all are. So as with any outpost, any faction, you can always check out what they look like before you actually buy them. And look at that little Wind Rider cub, which you can buy off the Blizz store, I believe. And then over here, we've actually got the Wind Rider Master and the Bilgewater Cartel Quartermaster.
Got the battles.
And you can see here, he actually sells rep items and things like the Cartel Tabard, things like that. But I think over here somewhere we've got an Orgrimmar Quartermaster, and again we can get ourselves an Org Tabard. We were looking for this last week, and a lot of you guys said to me, hey Samba, go up the ledge, that's where you get it. That is where you get it. Now we need a bit of a higher reputation. We need revered with Orgrimmar in order to be able to buy the satchel here, which is a nice 16 slot bag, but we're going to get the Tabard, because boy do I ever want to fly the Horde colours. There we are. Let's equip that. And there we are. Represent, folks. We've got ourselves our first Tabard achievement called Represent. Yay us. And if we zoom right in, look at that. There's the Horde symbol. We are now bona fide Horde.
Awesome.
Exactly, it is awesome. I wear that with pride, trust me. Here's the Wind Rider Master, and as you can see, we've already got a bunch of flight points that you already get, and that's a big change from the early days when you had to actually go out and earn them. These days you get them handed to you on a plate pretty much to any zone you can go to now and quest. So you can see here we could, if we wanted to, and you're more than welcome to, actually just fly straight to Azshara if you want to, and fly right into the middle of it, as you can see there. However, I'm not going to do that. I want to legitimately run there so that you guys can actually see how you get there. So you can see it's definitely changed a lot. There's all sorts of different layers in Org. It can be a little bit confusing at first, but I actually really like the new layout, and I definitely like the art style. Now, if you're clever, once you're up here, you can actually, well, you used to be able to do it. I don't know if you can anymore. Oh, maybe you can't. You used to be able to actually climb across, do a bit of a cheat. Now, if I drop down there, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. But where we need to get to is through there. And that takes us through to the Valley of Honor. So I'm going to have to go back down again. Sorry about that. So we'll just take the lift down. There's a Zepp coming into the hitching post. That looks like a Northrend Zeppelin, if you ask me. Could be, could not be. I don't know, maybe. I'd say it is. So yeah, 3 Zeps there. You got Stranglethorn Vale. I think you've got Thunder Bluff, and you've also got Northrend, and they all leave from there. Now I can see something sparkling up here. Here we go. It is a windswept balloon. Let's grab that. And there we go, 1 out of 5. So make sure that we keep an eye out for those balloons. They could be absolutely anywhere. Let's see if we can grab ourselves a lift. Is it coming up? Yes, it is. Will we survive the jump? Ah! Yeah, we did. Alright, now I'm going to make sure our flame tongue is on. Of course, keep forgetting about that half the time. Make sure our lightning shield is on as well. And now we're going to head off and report to the Labour Captain, which again is a bit of a cookie crumb sort of quest that is going to take us through to the Valley of Honor and then through onwards out the back. You're going to see the new gate that's been built, folks. Very cool. There we go. Now, are we heading in the right direction? Yes, we are. I'm just going to jump down here. Hopefully we don't die. Ouch. Sorry about that. Sorry, Yogurt. But we need to go through that gate. And look at that. We've got ourselves another balloon. Let's rocket jump over there.
I don't have a target.
Oh, look at that idiot. I rocket jumped on an uphill incline. Of course, we know from our early episodes that it doesn't work. What an idiot. Never mind. There we go. 2 balloons taken now. 2 out of 5. And there's another one over there. 3. Very nice. There's the drag over there. I'm sure you guys will remember that.
It's too
grab
far
this.
away.
Yay, 3 out of 5. I'm sure we'll pick up the other 2 very quickly as well. Then we'll be able to get ourselves the companion pet. So we go through here, and this is where you used to go for the, I think it was the mounts. I can't remember now, it's been so long. But it has changed back here as well, apart from all the new tech. Don't you love, by the way, the new textures of all the Horde buildings? I really love it. That's all Garrosh's influence. I don't like Garrosh himself, though, having said that. Oh, hang on, let's grab this balloon before somebody else does, by the way.
I'm out of range.
There we go. Alright, 4 out of 5. Now we've got ourselves a hero board here, and by the way you can see the signpost there saying Azshara, so you know we're on the right track. Here's a signpost, and that's probably going to say, yeah, War Chief's Command, Northern Barons. We don't want to go there, but that would send us on a cookie crumb quest over there. Oh look, there's another balloon. Lovely. That's an inn there, by the way, you can go into if you want to log out in an inn. Of course you don't have to, because anywhere in Orgrimmar is counted as an inn. There we go, we can actually hand that in. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to go running all the way back there and do that. Now in here I think are all the warrior trainers. Yep, there we go. And we've got some training dummies in there as well. That's what's in there now. That's a new building. And over here, by the way, a lot of fishing quests are picked up from over here. We'll just hop down, take the shortcut. So that's why you'll see a lot of people over in this area, and I think you'll see, there we go, Master Angler is over here. Plus I think we also have another auction house. Is this an AH? Could be wrong. Let's have a look. Yep, auctioneer. So there's 2 auction houses in Orgrimmar now, which is very, very handy, just like there are in Stormwind. And there you go, you can see people doing their daily fishing quests. And I wonder if we're going to be able to get any. I don't think we're high enough. And look at that, we can actually learn apprentice fishing. There we go, we are 1 out of 75, so I can't believe it, we actually haven't learnt fishing up until this point. Good lord. Alright, so the other thing we can do now is grab the daily quest for fishing, and I do highly recommend this, by the way. It's a lot of fun, keeps you occupied, and did I just see something with a quest? I swear I saw something with a quest. Wow, that was weird. Yeah, with a quest exclamation mark out there. I don't know, maybe it was me. Anyhow, daily fishing quests are great because they're kind of different every day. Gives you something else to do. You get lots of money. Here we go, staggering effort. I've fished sandy carp in Orgrimmar's local waters for years now. Recently I've noticed my bait is not working as well as it used to. I suspect it has something to do with all the Tauren that moved into the Valley of Wisdom. I spoke with one of their local fishermen, and it turns out that their appetite has changed. They are biting on stag eyes these days. You should be able to find plenty of stags north of Orgrimmar, just outside the northern gate. Now, I'm glad we picked this up because that's where we're headed anyway. And I know from questing in Azshara previously, we're going to be killing some stags. So, hey, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Slaughter a stag north of Orgrimmar, use its eye as bait to catch a sandy carp in the Valley of Wisdom, and return to Razgar in the Valley of Honor. So we actually have to go fish in the Valley of Wisdom where the Taurens are, like I said. That's where a number of fishing quests send you, but there's also some here as well. And you can see we actually get +2 to our fishing skill and a bag of shiny things, and you know me, I like shiny things. Alright, now let's not forget though, by the way, and look at that, that person, that player, wow, they have Mini Diablo, the Lord of Terror. That is awesome. I'm very jealous of them, because that means they have actually got the original WoW Collector's Edition. That is awesome. Kudos to them. Alright, fishing supplies. We need to get ourselves a fishing pole. There we go. Now we have a fishing pole. Now we can actually fish. Very happy about that. Alright, so yes, you'll be coming here a lot because of the AH and the fishing. Now you'll see here also there's a lot of new buildings. It's been slightly redesigned. They're still building it, in fact. If we go up here now, you'll see that there's nothing there. It's closed. All this does now is take us to Azshara, and also over here, this is just the last building we'll go to before we do head out the back gate. You'll see that there's training dummies, but this is where your hunter trainer is. So a lot of people get lost trying to find the hunter trainer. This is where one of the main ones is. You can see someone coming here to get their training right now. Alright, so I hope I haven't lost you guys. Here we are on the map. We're at the top, the very top of Org now. And again, how awesome does it look? I love this sort of rustic red bronze look of Org. If we basically head up this road, sorry, I'll make it bigger so you can see exactly where I mean. There we are. So there's the entrance to Org. There's the side entrance, which takes us to the South Fury River. We've gone through all the way. The ledge is up the back here. And what we want to do is head now up the north on this new road that they've just constructed, which actually backs out into Azshara. And remember, you could never do this in the past. You can never actually get to Azshara without going the long way around and going through Ashenvale pretty much, which as a Horde, let's face it, was just a little bit risky because there was all sorts of alliance activity along the way. Now we've built our road, they've carved it out. You can see they've carved out the rock here, and you can see all of the building supplies are still left here. They haven't quite finished, but we can get out to Azshara, and I'm very excited about that because seriously folks, Azshara, I don't know, it's right up there now in terms of the Cataclysm as one of my favorite new Cataclysm zones. It really is that good, and there's so many cool things in the zone. I'm not going to spoil it, but let me just say it is very Goblin. It is a 100% Goblin zone, and they've taken to it. And if we zoom out here and try and get to a look at it, of course we all know, I'm not spoiling the plot here, it is a Horde symbol. That whole zone is now a Horde symbol. You can see there we've discovered the Orgrimmar rear gate, and this whole zone is very Goblin-esque. And yeah, look, I don't know if you can see it over the back there. I'm not going to tell you what it is exactly, but they've built this thing, and we are going to get to use it a whole bunch. But the questing itself is cool. The redesign of the zone is cool. The quests really flow. It is a ton of fun, especially as a Goblin. I'm telling you, if you elect to play a Goblin, please, please, please make sure you level through Azshara, or you're going to be missing out, seriously. Alright.
Yo, can I help you with something?
You sure can. We've been meaning to see you for the last 2 episodes. Yogurt, the Labour captain eyes you up and down. The rumours are already flying about you. I don't know if I should be thankful or frightened that you're here. At least we don't have any volcanoes in Azshara. That's right, they've definitely heard my reputation, haven't they? Honestly, I can't believe you're showing your face here. Trade Prince Gallywix has set up shop atop the mountain. That's right, and in fact, he's way over there. Don't worry, folks, we'll get to see his amazing looking palace.
You ever need anything?
Alright, so Runaway Shredder. I've been trying to impress our new Horde allies with our legendary Goblin efficiency, but in hindsight, automating the Shredders might have been a bad idea. Now they're mindless killing machines rampaging over the countryside. Don't get me wrong, that kind of thing has its place, but for the time being I need a brave shaman to help me get these things under control. It's easy. Automated shredders, like all machines, must first be beaten into submission. Afterwards, seize the controls and I'll radio you instructions. So we have to attack one of the runaway shredders near the rear gates of Orgrimmar and hop inside one once it's been significantly damaged. Now you can see this guy here, the Orc, he also has a quest for us.
blood and thunder.
For years I served in this backwater corner of the world, learning the terrain and biding my time. At last, our time has come. The full might of Orgrimmar is now turned to Azshara, our gateway to Ashen Vale and dominance over this continent. Welcome to the front lines, Shaman. And as you know, as we've worked through Ashen Vale on our Worgen Mage, that has a very focused PvP element to it now, and that's what he's talking about. Venison for the troops. As we chew up the resources of this land for our war machines, we deprive the local animals of their homes. If they are to die anyway, we should not allow that their meat goes to waste. Not now, when the maw of Orgrimmar gapes open and hungry. Kill the weakened moss-hoof stags, there you go, there's the stags for our fishing as well, that remain in this area, and collect their meat for our peons and grunts. We need to get 15 slabs of venison from those stags. And the eyes of Ashen Vale, our enemies abound, Shaman, even here at our very doorstep. The Night Elves have reinforced Telrenda's Point in an attempt to stop our advance into Ashen Vale. As we speak, their scouts patrol the nearby hills, reporting every movement to and from these gates. We must remove the eyes of Ashen Vale. Go, your prey stalks all around these gates, especially to the east. Slay the scouts who shadow us.
Go with honor.
Alright, so you can see we're really taking it to the Alliance now. Now if we have a good look around here, there's a weakened stag, and we're definitely going to be killing them. But, you know, there's no doubt this zone looks absolutely gorgeous, by the way, very autumn-esque. But wait till you see the redesigned. Seriously, it just looks amazing, and I can't wait to quest through here. So just before, I know we've run out of time, but just before we do, let's at least maybe grab one of these shredders. Let's make sure we've got our flame tongues up and our lightning shield is up. There we go.
We need to get closer.
Look at them running out of there. There we go, the mountain foot strip mine. Oh, and look, here is a Telrendra scout. Let's put down our totems. Don't you love the sound of a dying night elf? There we go, 1 out of 8. And yes, this is a strip mine down here, and don't worry, we are definitely going to be questing in there. That is us stripping the resources, of course, to build and reinforce Orgrimmar. Over that way is Ashen Vale, and out there is, let's have a look on the map, that's right, Azshara proper. Oh man, I'm seriously so excited about this. It is going to be just one quest after another, and they are so much fun. Seriously, you guys are going to love it, I guarantee it. Alright, there we go. Now, hopefully, oh look at that, we've got ourselves a stag eye and a slab of venison, and of course that means our fishing requirements have been met, and we can also skin these guys as well. So, I don't know, there you go, skinning increased to 29. There's, you know, every reason in the world to get these. It's great. Now let's see if we can grab one of these shredders in order to finish off the episode. There we go. We've beaten it into submission. We're now reprogramming it, and we've got a Telrendra scout. That's okay. We've got a runaway shredder captured, and you can see here, click here to complete this quest. Labour Captain Grabbit's voice crackles over the radio. Hey Yogurt, are you reading this? Piloting that sucker is easy. Push the pedals for your pedal controls and move the levers for your lever controls. Got it? Gee, thanks for the detailed instructions. I don't know. Here we go. Now that you've got that thing under control, let's gather up the lumber I was supposed to be collecting. Otherwise, these orcs are going to build a catapult out of me. Fresh lumber should be stockpiled all around the area. Use the shredder to collect all you can. And you can see here that we've got to use the reprogrammed shredder to collect 6 piles of Azshara lumber. And if we lose the shredder, we can just simply get another one by attacking and reprogramming it. So there you go, folks. You can see, by the way, down here, here is the lumber. We'll just do one quickly before we log out. If we select it, and then all we need to do is click on number 1 here, gather lumber. It just, actually, you don't even have to select the lumber. I think if we go up nearby, there we go, gather lumber. Alright, so 1 of 6. We will finish that off next week. There's the mighty rear gates of Orgrimmar and the even more mighty Horde symbol in the background there. And of course, Azshara itself beckoning us to be quested. Can't wait, guys. In the meantime, certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. Yeah, there wasn't much action, but of course I really wanted to show you the new Orgrimmar, and I think it's definitely worth spending an episode doing that. Don't worry, from now on we are going to be questing here in Azshara, and it's going to be awesome. We got to get out of here. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course Yogi, go get our level 14 Goblin Enhancement Chamois. As I was saying, take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. We do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you then, and bye-bye.